Everyone, continue on. I'm going to actually go over a little bit of some of the functionality that I've taught you in the previous tutorials. This is going to be a simple template system, nothing special, no database driven, just kind of variable driven in this case. And I'm going to be showing you a new function, not really a function, it's called global variables. You can call out variables from another page onto this page. So I'm going to be starting this off a little bit differently. It's going to be actually having about 5 files, 1 folder is included. In front of me right now, I have it how it's listed. Currently, I have a main file called basics12.php. This is going to be like our index page, and it's going to call all the subpages that we need to make out our template system. From there, we have a template folder. In the template folder, we have a header.html, a footer.php, a home.php, and about.php. I'm going to be using these files in back and forth depending on how I'm going to set it up. But how it's going to start off is we're going to have all these files. I'm going to build out the first file here. And I'm going to show you that actually I didn't show you in the first one is include or require. They don't actually have to have PHP files. They can be HTML files. They can be JS files. All they're doing is whatever's in that file and pulling it in. That's all they really do in general. So that's kind of a basis I didn't actually explain last tutorial. So let's get started here. I'm going to actually move this over here so you can see that. You can see the same kind of setup other than you can't see the subfiles at the moment. We have our basics12.php, so I'm going to start that off with our PHP, do the normal error reporting. And the only reason why I keep on showing every time I type error reporting is it's kind of the emphasis of if you repeat what you do, you remember what you did. You remember what it does, and you usually understand why it's there. I'm just going to do that here. So we're going to start off. We need a variable. Our variable is going to be like our page. It's going to tell us what index we need to be on. And if it's not defined, we can do it a little bit differently. But we're going to do this. If is set, and we're going to be pulling from the actual URL. So we're going to be doing a get. So if is set get. One other thing is that I'm not going to be using any type of filtering, so can be exploits on this. It's not a major system. You can filter out the data and then fix that. That's a really simple fix onto this. I'm just wanting to show you guys how to use some of the functionality together to make a little bit of a nice system in case you don't want to redo every header page and have every navigation changing. You have like 500 pages. Not fun. So we're going to go here and we're going to go off of P. Some sites you'll see they have like a little question mark, P equals, and says a name. That's what we're going to be doing here. So if it is set, we're going to do the following. We're going to go P is equal to get P. I'm saying a lot of P's. Our variable P is going to be pulling from the get variable P. And then if it isn't set, we're going to go else P is equal to home. And I can't spell because I'm a little bit blind still. My eyes are a little bit buggy at the moment. Okay, so currently what we have, we're pulling our variable from our get, it's P in this case, from the URL. And if it is not set, we're going to set it to home, so it pulls the home page. Now the next thing we need to do is include what we need. So first thing we need is a header. So we're going to go down here, pull my header is what I'm just going to call this. I'm just going to go include. It has no PHP on this page, so I'm not too worried. So we're going to go template / and we're going to go header.html. Now currently my header.html is blank, so I'm going to switch over to that here. I set that up. I have that there. Now if I actually load the page, it won't do anything. It's just going to say, okay. Just a heads up on what it's doing. And if you would like me to show that, I'm going to move this off the screen now. Let me click that. Oop. There you go. I got a blank page. Reason why it takes a little bit, my computer was responding really slowly. But as you can see, it's still a blank page. So let's go and go to our header here. We need something simple made. Let's just go div class. Actually, we can't even use class. I don't got a style sheet. So let's start off like a normal HTML page. HTML. We have our head. Right. We need our title. And I can't spell. This is just basic HTML. This is nothing major, especially if you want to just learn PHP. This is just kind of backend, so you know, front end a little bit in this case. Title. We need a title here. My first CMS, I guess. My system, customized system, centralized management system, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna name a title, and then we're just gonna end the head. We need to start a body here. Okay, so let's go H1. My header is here. And let's say we have some navigation links. UL. I'm just using a UL as a list. This is a list item, unordered list. That's what it is. OL is ordered list for you. A href. Then go. Actually, we're gonna set up our links for our page. So I'm gonna start off with a dot / p equals home, because I want them to be able to get to the home page, right? So home. I didn't add in my li tag. My bad. Instead of typing all that out, I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Boop, boop. We're gonna have an about page. About. And actually, we might add one more file to this. I didn't show. I would like to show you guys how to do a 404. Say if that page wasn't made, or they somehow typed in a random URL in there, you can throw back saying, "Hey, page not found. Please try again." But let's see, 404. Well, we'll just name this. We'll name this contact, even though we have no contact. Contact. Okay. So now we have our header. I'm just gonna make a line for our header. The dupe. I used this in the last one. So we have our basic header template right here. So if I go back to this page, click refresh, boom, we have our header. So we have our home. I can click link. I can click about. Now in this case, I'm not using an index file, so I actually messed that up. This dot means you're using the root directory as your URL. As you can see right here, it went back to PHP. It didn't stay in Basics 15. That was kind of my doing on that one. Sorry about that. I forgot that you have not used an index file. I'm used to using index here. That was all on my end. So if I click refresh now, doop, I believe it's updated. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually you don't have to have the dot. You just have to do !p equals this. This is setting our get variables. If I click it now, it'll send me through each one of the pages. Boom. And pages, doop, and contact. I have nothing for my content. I have nothing for my footer. I haven't set any of that up. I just included the header. Now, one issue that you'll see running into this is I have my header in HTML, so that means there's no PHP in this. Unless you do some modifying on the server end where it thinks HTML can have PHP in it, it's not going to work. So we can't do any PHP in this unless I change the extension to PHP. In this case, I'm not worried about that. Now, the next thing is we need to pull the body. How are we done pull the body? Pull body. Oop. So, now we need to pull body. We have our header, we need our body. So, I'm going to actually use a switch for this, because P should automatically be set no matter what. So, we're going to go off the P variable. And we're going to go case. This makes us define what pages are available, what pages they can access, how they can access them. And this is how I can pull up a 404 saying page not found. Later on, I'll go more into how to do a file check and see if that file is there, and then you can pull that and load that page. But in this case, I'm going to do statically set. So, we need a home page. We're going to go include. And just like before, we go template. And you can use require for this. I'm just using include. It's simple in this case. It's not something that's PHP related that needs its information. So template, we're going to go home.php. Just check up here. As you can see at the top, I have home PHP. Okay. And break that. Remember all these files that I have right here that I'm highlighting with my mouse, these are all under the template folder. So one folder lower. Now, I have an error on this because I did not do that right. Don't forget your semicolon there. Okay. So, let's make our next case, and we'll go back to the main content. So, we're going to go about. And then, I'm going to set the breakdown here real quick and just jump back up. Include. And you can copy that top line and just change out what file it's pointing to. It's probably be quicker than me typing this out the whole time, but. And then finally, what happens if none of those pages are found? We don't have an error page. And I haven't created an error page. I didn't think about it until after I started this for you. But we're going to make an error page here. So let's just move all these extra spaces. And we're going to go 404. 404 is directory not found or document not found in this case. Let me go and create that file here. I'm going to make this a PHP extension. 44.php. You're going to see the file load up here. This is under the template folder, just so you know. Save. Alright, so we have our home, about, and 404. Now we need to set content on those pages. So for my home, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go div, style, and I'm just going to set a black block. And I'll set some text in it. Background, and we're going to make it black, so 000, or you can type in black. Color of the text, we want it white, 1, 2, 3. I'd like to have a padding so it's not right on the edge, padding of 10 pixels. This is all CSS styling, so it's nothing major in PHP. I'm just doing this real quickly to kind of show you. And I'm going to do 10 pixels off of that. Now, I have my div made. Now I need the content for it. You can go H1, or in this case we'll do H2 because H1 is already used on the header. Welcome to the home page. And we'll just set some content. Some content goes here. I'm gonna save that. Actually, I'm gonna duplicate that. Copy that. Go to about. Go here. Now I don't know all my color codes off the top of my head, as you saw. I did real quickly there. But I'm gonna aim for a dark red. That's gonna be 930. If you want the full hex, it's 993300. Then I'm going to change that. Now we're on the about page, so about this system. Boom. I can't spell. Alright, so I changed the title, and now we have our 404. 404 doesn't need anything special. Don't want to leave it red. Let's do another color. I'm just going to do color changes here, and then you can at least see what pages we're on. We're going to go a dark blue because I have white text on it. I'm trying to go for dark colors here. Now, I'm not saying all these colors I'm choosing are very nice. And we're going to go 404, error 404, because that's the title of this page. And we're going to go document not found. Document not found. Please press back and try again. So basically my page one's found. Please click the back arrow or backspace, whatever you use, and try clicking that link again or refreshing. So we have our error pages. So now if I go back to this page, I'm going to go back to home. Boom. Okay. So like I had up here, before I jump any farther, I defined my variable. I made sure P has to have a definition to it. So since I made sure, I can actually go right here and go back to just basics15.php, click it, I'll still get the home page. Same thing if I click about. It'll switch over to about. See? Now it's red. And then finally, the 404 page was just contact. And as you can see in my P tag, it's looking for contact. That page is not found, so I got an error. 404, document not found, please try again. Refresh, click back, something of the sort. You can change the error however you want it to be. There's another error that you'll see sometimes. It's called a 500 error. That means there's a scripting error. That's a back-end error, not a front-end error. In this case, it's just a file not found, so I guess you can count as back-end, but it's more just, oh, not there. Okay, well, please try somewhere else. So we have that. So we have our header, we have our body, and now we need our footer. So we're going to go over to our footer here. I'm just going to set up the content real quick, and we're just going to go footer. There's actually, if you're using HTML5, you can use footer. And I totally mistyped. I'm just going to go, just so you know, if you don't know what the copy sign is, it's the amp sign, COPY, and semicolon. Copy. 2015 tutorial, yeah. Okay, that's all I want on my footer. Nothing special. I can set an HR block here. One thing that we do need to do is finish up the body tag, which was done in the header right here. You see I did a body tag and I never closed it. Your footer's going to have to close that, or you'll have bad HTML. And then you need an HTML tag to end. So, I have my footer. Like I said, I was going to set a line above here. So, if I refresh, my footer's not done there. I have not included that at all. Oop, nothing. So, we need to go back to basics 15, and just like we did our header, we're going to set it right at the bottom. Doop. We're going to set footer. And it's not an HTML file, so we have to set PHP. Boom. Alright, so as you can tell, we have our header, we have our body, and we have our tutorial. So if I click about, page will change, the body will change. Now, one thing I did talk about earlier is a global variable. What happens if you wanted a random variable to build, or any type of variable that you had on a previous page to come down? It goes down the chain, not up the chain. Always remember that. So I always need to define it at the top here. So I'm going to define a variable. I'm not actually making an array, so it's always random, I guess you can say. Actually, no, we'll just do this. We'll go right here. Title equals home. Let's see. title equals about PHP. And title equals, what do we want to set it? We can set it to error. Now, even though I defined these here, I can't actually use them in our pages. I'm going to go with the home page real quick. So let me click here back to home. Okay. So I haven't actually pulled that variable. I made this variable, but it does nothing at the moment. It does nothing, nada. So to do that, I can actually go here. Let's go to home. And I'm going to try to pull out that. We're going to go comma. We're going to do our PHP tag, you know, the normal basic simple echo, and we're going to go title. Now, why will this not work? Quite easily, the variable is not defined in this page. So if I go refresh, it will show up. In this case, it's going to show up because I'm using an include. It's defining the variable. If it's defined on a page farther up, it's not. When you come into that issue farther down the line, in this case, I can't cause that since I don't have the system set up just how I thought I did. You'll have to use a variable called global. So if this variable was not found in your page, or was not being found, or anything of that sort, you will actually have to type global to pull the variable in, and from pulling that variable in, let me make sure I have that, and after you pulled it in, you'd have to define it. So you'd go right here, remove that. Now I had title already right there, but you would have to use this variable called global. Classes, you'll see that most kind of used too. If your system uses a variable that's defined on the outside, you have to use global to pull it into your functions or into your classes, however you're doing that. In this case, I couldn't actually echo that. But as you can see right here, this global will pull that variable in. It's not going to throw me an error, because it's just trying to pull a variable. If the variable is not there, then it might say, oh, this variable was never defined. Please do something about this. In this case, my variable is defined on my basic page. Maybe later on in another tutorial, I'm going to actually show you a little bit more details on how to use the global. But I wanted you to know if a variable is not being pulled down into your page when you want it to, try using a global. You might be able to find it that way because it might be defined on a page out all the way over here while you're being defined over here. And it will help out. If you have any questions on this, or if I went too quickly, or I jumped around a little bit, leave a comment down below, send me a message, like, dislike, I'm not bothered, just tell me what's wrong with it. I'd love to know in the comments. But and hope you enjoyed this. Hope to see you guys watch some more videos and enjoy the videos to come. Thank you for watching. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a comment or like below. If you want to keep up with all activities on the channel, click subscribe. And if you would like to watch another video, there's some videos listed down below here. And thanks for watching.